get the decal, get spotted win. I thought it was really interesting that Joe Girardi compared this to when he caught the Major League debut of Mark Pryor. And the whole city of Chicago, Joe said, it seemed like they were there to see the debut of Mark Pryor because it was this kind of excitement. And Mark Pryor had a pretty tremendous year and a tremendous career. Too bad he had all those injuries. Well, Luis Severino, 21 years old, 166 days, the youngest pitcher to start a game this year. Mid to upper 90s fastball. I was told mid-90s fastball. Travis Shaw, who faced him at Pawtucket when Pawtucket was playing Scranton Wilkes-Barre, said he throws in the upper 90s. Got him. He said he's very impressive. I don't know whether nerves get to you. He says he's ready for this. He seems pretty self-assured, at least just talking to him a little bit. But we will find out. Mid-90s fastball, 2 different sliders, and a change that has gotten very good, we are told. So here we go. And as Brock Holt steps up to the plate, stepping up to the microphone is the voice of the New York Yankees. Here is John Sterling.
Well, Susan, I thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone. It really is exciting to see Severino pitch in person, Yankee Stadium, full house, Red Sox, Yanks in a pennant race. I mean, if he's nervous, he has every right to be. So let's see how he gets through the first inning. Holt is a left-handed line drive type hitter, and the first pitch is a strike fastball. And I'll tell you what, and a lot of zip on it.
94 miles an hour. His first pitch in the major leagues, 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Holt at 280, 2 homers, 26 RBIs, and the 0-1 is outside one-on-one. I'm glad that, Susan, that Joe Girardi feels the way he does. You want to put pressure on him for one game. Here's the 1-1. Strike at the knees. I mean, the Yankees, believe me, they want him to excel and become part of their rotation. That would be a tremendous help for the Yankees in their quest. They have a 7-game lead over Baltimore and Toronto on the loss side. Here's the 1-2, fouled off. Tampa lost, so they're up by 10 over Tampa. And as I mentioned on the Diamond Notes, the Yankees are only 3 games behind Kansas City for the best record in the league. And if you get that, you stay home and finish at home in every playoff series. 1-2 is low to Holt. And the count 2-2.
And so far we've seen that was a 92-mile-an-hour bouncer, but the others 95, 96, 96.
And the 2-2 is a fastball high, 3-2. Holt at 280, 2 homers, 26 RBIs, a classic lefty line drive hitter. And Severino now will deal his payoff pitch. Hit on the ground to first. Teixeira will take it himself, 1 away. And I mentioned this last night, and I'll mention it again. You can't go overboard one way or the other. And Susan and I were here when Denny Nagel started his first game as a Yank. They got him during the All-Star break. He'd been a big winner in the National League. And he pitched brilliantly. And everyone jumped on it. And no, Cashman said, I'll sign him as long as he wants. And that was the last good game he pitched. So 1 away. And here is Xander Bogaerts. He's a right-hand hitter. And the pitch is a fastball high. Bogaerts at 315, 3 homers and 51 RBIs. You know, you always feel that if Severino or any rookie pitcher gets through the first inning, Bogaerts takes a strike, then maybe he'll be on his way because he'll get the feeling, hey, I can get these guys out just like I got the minor league hitters out. It'll be a 1-1 to the righty hitting shortstop, and the pitch caught on him, missed. He blew it by him up, and the count 1-2.
You know what? Just watching him and seeing him interact in the clubhouse and talking to him, I think he thinks he can get anybody out.
Well, then that's good.
I think he's very self-assured young man.
I'll tell you one thing he does have, a very smooth, easy delivery. His mechanics are very good. Pitch. Just missed low outside as he's throwing to different spots. You know, the 4 tangents, up and in, down and in, up and away, down and away.
Girardi's already yelling at Kerwin Danley.
It'll be a 2-2 to Bogarts. And the pitch, strike 3, slider outside corner. 2-away.
John, are you noticing how the fans are into this? This is unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. Well, they've heard about him, and they really recently heard about him because Cashman wouldn't give him up for the Cole Hamels or the Johnny Cuetos or the David Prices. So, no wonder. Now, here is Big Papi. Here's a little test for Severino. 3 infielders on the right side. Headley plays all the way over near second, fairly near second. So here is Papi at 244, 20 homers, 59 RBIs. And the pitch is inside the count, 1-0. He has a very smooth delivery, mechanically very, very good. And usually people who throw that way, they say, well, the ball gets on you before you realize it. It'll be a 1-0 to Ortiz, and the pitch low inside, 2-0.
Severino from the Dominican Republic, 21 years old. He grew up a Yankee fan, and his idol was Robbie Cano. You know, you forget he's 21, so he's
right.
He's closely more identified with Robbie than with Big Papi.
The 2-0 is low outside, 3-0. I wouldn't bet against Papi swinging this if he likes it, so you can't throw it down Broadway. Here is the 3-0. There's a strike. And count 3-1. Smooth. Stream of milk. That's his fastball. Stream of milk. 3 infielders on the right side, and in the middle, Drew is away back on the outfield grass. Now it'll be a 3-1. Swung on and line. Grabbed by Drew in the outfield. Turns. Throws to first. In time. What a play. What a play. Stephen Drew, he's as good as you get in the infield. So a 1-2-3 for Severino.
Boilers.com for a dealer nearest you. And remember, Peerless builds America's best boilers.
Get your weekend started early with Boneless Thursdays at Buffalo Wild Wings. Enjoy specially priced boneless wings in any of their 16 signature Grand Slammin' sauces. Head to BuffaloWildWings.com or download the B-Dubs app to find your nearest location. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. The official Buffalo wing of the New York Yankees. This time of year, we're all hungry for a win, and Black Bear has you covered. Grab your Black Bear Frank sausages, meats, and cheeses at your local ShopRite for your winning summer menu. Black Bear, handcrafted exclusively for ShopRite. Black Bear of the Black Forest.
New York Presbyterian is proud to be the official hospital of the New York Yankees since 2008. Amazing things are happening here.
Ford vehicles have it all. Great design, intelligent features, all at a price that won't break the bank. See why they're the total package at your local Ford dealer now, or visit us at tristateford.com.
The first pitch to Ellsbury is low. Stephen Wright has been up and down about 10 times between Boston and Pawtucket. So we'll give you his numbers, though. The 1-0 pitch outside. I asked Dennis Eckersley, who's doing the color on Boston TV tonight, does he throw other than the knuckleball? And Susan told you yes. Here's a 2-0. There's a strike. He'll throw a fastball. He said, a little curve, but he throws a fastball. He said the fastball's at 86 or so. So we will watch for that. I guess it's better that the Yankee hitters watch for that. The pitch is a strike in the count 2-2. Ellsbury at 282, 4 homers, 22 RBIs. Wright has done an okay job. Better than a lot of the other Boston bigger name starters, bigger paid starters. Here is the 2-2. Struck him out swinging on the knuckleball, 1 away. Wright is 4-4 and an ERA of 4.53. That's not so bad. 14 games, 7 starts, 60 innings, 58 hits. About a hit an inning, not bad. He's walked 20, an average of 3 per 9. He has struck out 39, about a 2-to-1 ratio. Now, one thing, he gives up home runs. And the Yankees are a team that hits home runs, and this is a ballpark where home runs are hit in plentiful bunches. He's given up 11 homers. Here is Gardner, and he takes inside. Gardner at 288, 11 homers and 49 RBIs.
And Wright is not a kid. He's going to be 31 years old in the middle of August. It's taken him a long time to get here.
The 1-0, and there is another knuckler low, 2-0. The first pitch of the game by Severino was 94 miles an hour. Choosing the pitch is important. Your choices matter too. Please drive responsibly. That's a reminder from the New York City Department of Transportation and the Vision Zero initiative. Gardner leans away. That was a fastball. Leaned away in the count 3-0.
Yeah, when I was asking people about Right, they said don't be surprised if you look up and you see an 88-mile-an-hour fastball.
The pitch a strike in the count 3-1. So I guess if you hit, you actually could look for the fastball and kind of react to the knuckler. Here is the 3-1. Foul straight back. And the count 3-2. It can't be a lot hotter than the Yankee offense. In their last 10 games, and I know you've heard these numbers, we give 1,000 numbers, but I'll reduce it to this. They've scored 90 runs in 10 games. Here's the 3-2. Low inside, ball 4, knuckler. And Susan, you give me a team that scores 9 runs a game, and I'll take my chances.
This has been amazing. This has been an amazing run. 9 runs a game. 90 runs, the batting average 309, 21 home runs, 25 doubles, slugging percentage 571 in those 10 games.
Now here's A-Rod, who had a big night again last night, hitting a 281, 24 homers, 62 RBIs, and the pitch is high. You always wonder, knuckleball moves so much, how do you get home runs off it? That happens when the knuckleball flattens out. If it flattens out, it just sits there for you.
Flattens out, it's a BP fastball.
It'll be a 1-0. Come on, I missed. A-Rod has been on base so much, I want to look up his on base, which I did not do before the game. 388. I mean, he's really getting to 400, which is the promised land for on base. You get to 400, boy, you're cooking. Here is the 1-1. Gardner leads with 1 out, and the pitch is a strike on the outside corner. 1-2.
I told you that Wright will be 31 in August. He came up with the Indians. He never got to pitch with the Indians. He signed with the Red Sox in 2012. He worked with Charlie Huff, Tim Wakefield on the knuckleball.
Here's the 1-2. Outside, it gets away from Swihart, so Gardner moves on to second. Now that has to be a pass ball, and catching the knuckler is a job that's very tough, and catchers hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. So it went off his gloves. They call it a pass ball?
It was a pass ball. And it's tough for Swihart. He's trying to make his name as a catcher. He just came up too. And Wright's been back and forth. And it moves, you absolutely don't know where to put your glove. He's using that oversized glove.
Here's the 2-2. Struck him out swinging. There was a top-flight manager in baseball in the 50s and 60s named Paul Richards. He was the next catcher. And he's the one who devised the big mitt when he was in Baltimore. And boy, the Oriole catcher hated catching the knuckle. Well, two-way. And here is Teixeira. At 268, 29 homers, 76 RBIs. And there's a knuckler for a strike. When Bogart struck out, the second batter of the game, that was Severino's first strikeout of the game, first strikeout of his major league career. Winthrop University Hospital reminds you they strike out cancer with their CyberKnife technology. Pitch is line foul. Winthrop University Hospital, your health means everything.
Wright was traded actually over to the Red Sox in 2012 for first baseman Lars Anderson.
Thank you, Jack. He just pointed out I'm watching this. I'm not smart enough to know it. I'll tell you in a sec, right after this pitch, which will be an 0-2 to Teixeira. Up high. He's batting right-handed. And this happens all the time against knucklers. Mickey Mantle always batted from his strong side, the right side, against knucklers. You don't know, it's not like a curveball or a slider. You don't know where it's going to break, so you might as well bat from your strong side. It'll be a 1-2, and the pitch high, and the count 2-2. And you know, a lot of guys, switch hitters, would bat righty against Mariano, so the cutter wouldn't come in on their hands. And that happened a lot. That happened with a lot of switch hitters.
Sure did. Remember Carlos Baerga did that? It was the first time I remembered seeing it.
2-2 is fouled up. Carl Everett did it. But there are others. So that's not unusual for Knuckler. Thank you, Jack, for pointing it out.
Last time Stephen Wright faced the Yankees was on April 10th right here. He got the victory, and the Red Sox won 6-5. 5 innings, 6 hits. That was that 19-inning debacle on a Friday night.
2-2, low outside. Nice save by Swihart. And the count 3-2.
He pitched the 15th through the 19th inning and got the win.
Well, we both remember that.
In my life, I will never forget standing at Carawell for 3 hours.
All right, here comes the 3-2. Gardner off second with 2 out. And the pitch grounded foul off third. So the count holds 3-2.
Last year, he actually started against the Yankees at Fenway Park in that game. That was in September. Two runs, no earned runs, 4 hits in 5 innings.
Now here comes the payoff to Tex. And it's dribble foul again. As Teixeira does get a piece. The ball is moving all over the place, which is, you know, what you want your knuckler to do.
Well, and there's really no way to prepare for it. Everybody says stay back and then be quick, but very tough. You don't know where it's going to break. You don't know how it's going to break.
Now here's the 3-2. And it's strike 3 called. Teixeira didn't think so, boy. However, Teixeira called out on strikes. And for the Yanks, it's Wright struck out the side. No runs, no hits. 1 left, and now at the end of 1 inning, no score. On the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, see a board-certified physician, you'll never need an appointment. City MD, feel better, faster. Here's Hanley Ramirez to lead off, and takes a fastball high from Severino, 1-0.
Scoreboard update brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers on the web at searchmercedes.com.
Ramirez at 263, 19 homers, 51 RBIs, and he takes a pitch outside, 2-0.
The White Sox beat Tampa Bay 6-5. A walk-off bases-loaded walk given to Avisail Garcia for the winning run off of Brad Boxberger. David Robertson is the winning pitcher. 3 walk-offs in 3 different games.
Now here's the 2-0. There's a strike.
Angels scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning to beat Cleveland 4-3. C.J. Cron 2-run single to tie the game. Taylor Featherstone scores the winning run on a wild pitch.
A tough way to lose, huh?
Boy.
Here's the 2-1. Up high, 3-1.
Baltimore beat Oakland 7-3 in 10. Chris Davis, 28th home run, a game-winning grand slam in the top of the 10th. Zach Britton gets the win. Arnold Leon gets the loss.
And the 3-1. Swung on, fouled straight back, right to our left. And the count 3-2.
Minnesota's put up a 3-spot in the top of the first at Toronto, 3-0 Minnesota. They go to the bottom of the first. It's Tyler Duffy with his major league debut for Minnesota. We're going to start getting a lot of these as this month goes on. Drew Hutchison going for Toronto.
Just wait till September. Here comes the 3-2 to Hanley Ramirez, leading off the top of the second. Scoreless game. And the pitch is popped up and in the infield. There's Drew between first and second to make the squeeze. 1 away. 10-second station ID now on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Texans running back Arian Foster undergoes surgery Friday for a torn groin. Steve Summers follows the Yankees on WFAN New York.
John Sterling's involvement at Yankee Stadium. We're scoreless, top of the second, 1 out, no one on. And here is Pablo Sandoval and he takes a strike on the inside corner.
Kansas City and Detroit, no score. Top of the second in Detroit, Johnny Cueto going for Kansas City. Matt Boyd, he's one of the kids that Detroit got for David Price.
Pitch is foul back. No 0-2 on Sandoval.
And Houston is at Texas at 8. Scott Kazmir against Nick Martinez. Mets in Miami just underway. Mets with a 5-game winning streak. Matt Harvey against David Phelps. In 11, another one. Colorado beats Seattle 7-5. Michael McHenry walk-off 2-run homer in the bottom of the 11th.
Here's the 0-2. Swung on a high foul fly down the left field line. Sandoval's at 259, 9 homers, 35 RBIs. His 9th was last night, and whoa, was that a shot. It went over the right center, went over the grandstand and about halfway back in the bleachers. A mighty poke. Here is the 0-2. Hit on the ground to first. Teixeira to the bag, 2-away.
Yasiel Puig just had his 8th homer of the year. A 3-run shot, top of the first. Dodgers leading Philly 3-0 as Philadelphia is coming up. Gregory Polanco leadoff homer for Pittsburgh. They lead the Cubs 1-0 and still batting in the bottom of the first. No score. San Francisco at Atlanta. Just underway. St. Louis at Cincinnati, and a little later San Diego will be at Milwaukee.
Here, Yankees and Red Sox are 0-0. Top of the second inning. Mike Napoli at 211. 13 homers, 40 RBIs, a righty hitter with great power, and the pitch is low on the count 1-0. Severino has faced 5 and retired 5, so off to a good start. And the 1-0. There is a strike. You know, they say, well, it doesn't really matter how he pitched. We won't take too much from one game, which is the way to do it. But let's put it this way. If he pitches very well, he stays in the rotation.
I think he stays in anyway.
Yeah. Here's the 1-1. Cut on and fouled off on the count 1-2.
You know, I was doing the scoreboard, so I didn't. If you take a look at Pablo Sandoval, you knew eventually that the problem of weight was going to happen.
Isn't it funny you mentioned that? And I'll tell you why it hit my mind in a sec. That's something. Good for you.
Here's something else. We'll watch when.
Now the 1-2 swung on and fouled under our booth. Go ahead, Sue.
Okay, some of our Boston friends have told me that he's put on at least 15 pounds since spring training, and he can't move at third base. And there's a couple of funny stories about it, but John Farrell referred to it, there's a new, how did he put it? Nutritionally challenged.
1-2. Yeah, that's missed. Boy, is this crowd with Severino or what? You know what hit me? You know, on the board, you look up for the ball strike count. They have something on the, well, they have Mike Napoli now. But they had Sandoval at 5'11", 255. I mean, that's, you can't really be too muscled at that. Imagine 5'11", 255. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and grounded to third. Headley near the bag fields and throws, and it gets by Teixeira. It's a bad throw straight down. Teixeira missed the scoop, and Napoli goes to second base. So there's the first base runner on an E5, and Napoli goes to second with 2 outs.
And it's so inexplicable. You could see it when he threw it that it wasn't going to come to a good end because it went straight down and bounced. Usually Teixeira can get those. Must have taken a wicked hop. Usually he puts those out of the dirt. And John Ryan Murphy, very smart, went up and said something to Severino. You know, I don't think he gets bothered by this stuff. He really seems to have an awful lot of poise.
Well, he is going to face, though, a good lefty hitter in Diazza, and a base it would mean a run. But there is an old line. Like everything's an old line in baseball. It's been going on so long. You have to pitch your way through errors. You have to. So a runner at second, 2 out. And the pitch there is a strike on the outside corner. Right now, Severino is throwing strikes in good spots. Diazza at 266, 6 homers, 28 RBIs. I think Headley just didn't throw it hard enough. That happens a lot. It happened last night to Bogarts. There'll be an 0-1 to the lefty swinging Diazza. And the pitch low.
I would also think that Severino, when guys pitch in the minor leagues, the fields aren't major league fields. They're used to a lot of errors, I think, balls flying places. I don't think that bothers him. But the Sandoval thing is just, he's not hitting. He's not fielding at all.
Now here's the 1-1 to Diazza. And the pitch swung on, a fly ball to right. And going back is Ellsbury, and that ball is off the right center field wall. Napoli scores. Diazza goes to second with a ribby double. A ribby double. Boston takes a 1-0 lead. It hit the base of the bullpen wall. So a legit double by Diazza, and Boston takes a 1-0 lead.
And let's see where this ball is. Well, it's pretty much, it's middle in, and it was up. He really missed with that pitch.
Now, for the sake of his ERA, that is an unearned run, of course. The ground ball to Headley was the third out of the inning. Now, here's the catcher, Blake Swihart. Switch hitter batting left, and he takes a pitch low, 1-0.
And one of the things that's happened here in Boston, Ryan Hannigan isn't playing at all, because now Boston, they know they're out of it. Mathematically they're not, but they're out of it. So they're going to play Swihart as much as they can to see if they have something, because Boston really overrates its prospects a lot. And a lot of teams do that. Boston's really good at it. And they're going to see if they've got a catcher here.
1-0 is fouled on the ground near the Boston dugout third base side. 1-1 for Diazza, his 29th RBI. Now the 1-1, and there's a high pop foul third base side, and the count 1-2.
So the other thing that error did, beside giving the opportunity for the run, is it puts more pitches on Severino's arm. Joe said he can go about 100. He won't go further than that with him. That's what playing through errors does. It just adds to your pitch count.
Now here's the 1-2, and it's low 2-2. This Yankees-Red Sox series on WFAN is proudly sponsored by the all-new award-winning Jeep Renegade. Swihart at .244, a homer, 15 RBIs. A switch hitter, he's better from this side, the left side. And the pitch low inside, and the count 2-2. Diazza off second, and the pitch caught on this. Struck him out swinging. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. A picket fence. An unearned. Well, we go to the bottom of the second. Boston has a 1-0 lead, and here's Beltran, who takes the knuckler high, 1-0. Carlos at .258, 8 homers and 34 RBIs. And the pitch is a strike on the inside corner, 1-1.
Name the last Red Sox manager who played for the Yankees during his playing career. And that is the Samsung Yankees trivia question, brought to you by Samsung Curved SUHD TV, available at Adorama and Adorama.com.
The pitch was high off Swihart's glove because there's no one on base, so it didn't matter. 2-1. Now Beltran is hitting from the left side. His normal side against the righty. Pitch is caught on him. Missed. 2-2. Teixeira hit from his strong side, the right side, against right. Struck out. Pitch to Beltran is way high, and again back to the screen. And the count 3-2. Now here comes the payoff. And it's low ball 4. So Beltran was on. Years ago, Boston had a guy to catch Wakefield, Doug Mirabelli. And he left the team. Maybe he got a better offer. And they had a young guy, Josh Bard, catch him, and he couldn't catch him. And they had to actually make a deal to get Mirabelli back to catch Wakefield. And the pitch outside. And I thought that Wakefield, who's a terrific guy, did the nicest thing I've ever heard. It'll be a 1-0 to Headley. Beltran off first. He's the tying run. And the pitch, a strike. And remember this, Susan? And Wakefield told the press, it's not the kid's fault. He did nothing wrong.
He said we would have gotten it. And I remember because Mirabelli came back, they flew him. John Henry sent a plane to San Diego. Yankees were in town.
Pitch low. I guess that's why I remember it, because Mirabelli came back.
And they sent a limousine, and he changed into his Red Sox uniform in the limousine and came running out. And Wakefield, who was a wonderful man, he did. So I remember hearing that.
Pitch, a strike. Yeah, he didn't want Bard to take. He said it's not his fault.
He said we would have gotten it. It would have taken time, but we would have gotten it.
Yeah. So 2-2 to Headley with Beltran off first. Chase at 278, 9 homers, 44 RBIs. And the pitch is outside. So the count 3-2. As you know, the Yankees don't run a lot. But if you got to run, you might as well run on a knuckleball pitcher. It's so tough to catch, and the ball is spinning in your glove. And here comes the payoff to Headley. And the pitch is cut on and missed. Actually, that ball rolled away from Swihart, but the batter can't run. That's for the offense. If it wasn't that way, the catcher would drop the ball every time to start a double play. Anyway, Beltran was not running. So 1 away, and here's Didi.
And Swihart turned his glove backwards and tried to get it, and then when he turned it right side up, the ball flew out of it.
Well, one thing I will say for Wright tonight, obviously his ball is moving. He has struck out all 4 outs. 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. Didi takes a strike. Didi at 258, 5 homers and 32 RBIs. It is early on as if Swihart and Wright are playing catch. Well, it'll be an 0-1 to Didi. And the pitch cut on and missed. The Yankees haven't made contact yet. So the count 0-2.
Well, this really moves, and it's not a Wakefield kind of, it's not a Wakefield kind of knuckleball. It's a hard knuckleball. He throws in that little fastball, also throws in a curve. More like R.A. Dickey, but he's got more movement than Dickey. His ball is really moving all over the place.
Now here's the 0-2. Wow. And he struck him out. That ball really moved. And that is 5 strikeouts for Wright. Every out has been a strikeout.
And that was just a little slider. So he's throwing a slider and a curve and a fastball along with the knuckler.
This is a big at bat for Stephen Drew. He's at 199. He can finally get over 200. With 1 on, 2 out, and Drew fouls it back. And Drew has 13 homers, 32 RBIs to go with a 199 average.
His glove, boy, what a play he made.
Now here's the 0-1. Swung on, a high fly to right. There is Diasa in front of the track to make the catch and end the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 left at the end of 2, 1-0 Boston on the WFAN New York Yankees radio, or visit anytime at TriStateAudiDealers.com. Jackie Bradley takes a fastball strike on the inside. Bradley, a lefty hitter, is 5 for 46 with a homer and 4 RBIs. And the 0-1 cut on this. It is probable that Severino faced Bradley when Scranton played Pawtucket. And the 0-2 fastball inside 1-2.
And here's the answer to today's trivia question, brought to you by the Samsung Curved SUHD TV, available at Adorama. It was Butch Hobson, managed Boston from 92 to 94. He played for the Yankees in 1982.
Here's the 1-2. Struck him out swinging. Good fastball in. And that fastball was clocked at 96. Are the readings accurate? I don't know. We read them off the board. But if he's throwing 96, that's pretty good. Third strikeout for Luis. And here is Brock Holt, who grounded to first his first time. And there's a fastball inside to Holt.
And Holt, just a super utility player, but now with Pedroia being injured, he plays every day, plays second base every day.
Here's the 1-0. Pitch high. Now, he may not be as good a player as Pedroia, but boy, that's a good fill-in. Because Holt, he gets on base, and he plays okay in the field. It'll be a 2-0 to the left-hand hitter. And there is a strike.
Brock has played at every position for the Red Sox this year except pitcher and catcher. And if they asked him to do that, he'd probably do that too. He's played everywhere.
Now here's the 2-1. Strike at the knees. I'm impressed by his motion. Very easy, and the ball gets on you in a nuts.
You know what else? He doesn't mess around. He's ready to go. He never leaves the rubber. We love that.
And ready to deal 2-2. And the pitch foul back by Holt. Well, the count remains 2-2.
You know, he throws the ball very easily, but there's a little deception in that arm. It's behind his back for a nanosecond. I bet it's hard to pick up that ball. I bet it's on, as John said, on you very quickly.
Pitch cut out of him. Struck him out swinging. And they're 2-away. Fourth strikeout, 3 in a row for Severino.
Great break on that pitch. Ended up in the dirt. That really broke. It looks like it's coming at you about thigh or the belt high, and it ended up on the ground in John Ryan Murphy's hand.
Now here's Bogaerts, who struck out his first time, a right-hand hitter, and his first pitch low. 1-0 to Bogaerts.
I love what Joe Girardi told me about when he caught Mark Pryor's Major League debut, and he said to him, "You know you better than I do. You throw what you want. Shake me off if that's not what you want to throw."
1-0. Swung on. Pop up and back of short. Didi on the outfield grass. And he makes the catch. Severino has a 1-2-3. And we have played 2.5. 1-0 Boston on the WFAN. New York Yankees rate lazy fly to right. So now here's the catcher tonight, John Ryan Murphy. And the pitch is high. You know how they say every Yankee is hitting? It's true. Murphy's been hitting great as the backup to Brian McCann. A right-hand hitter, and the 1-0 is a strike. Murph, this is his 99th at-bat. So he's going to have 100 at-bats sometime tonight. And he's hitting .286, a homer, 10 RBIs. And the pitch is chopped to second. Holt throws out Murphy, 1 away.
Swing by Route 23 Ford and check out Ford's all-star lineup of great new cars and trucks. For great deals on Ford cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers, visit tristateford.com.
Now 1 down. Here is Ellsbury, who struck out his first time. Pitch is grounded foul. So what Boston has done coming in here, their starters get really hit, and so they mixed it up. They brought in their prize lefty Henry Owens. He pitched last night. They have a knuckleball pitching tonight, and they have Eduardo Rodriguez, another left-hander, pitching tomorrow. The 0-1 is cut on him. Obviously, it's very smart. And that's what teams will do with the Yankees. They'll try to find a lefty to pitch here in Yankee Stadium, no matter who it is.
Toronto found a lefty.
Yeah, they found a good one for Saturday. 0-2, up high. One of David Price going to pitch for Toronto on Saturday.
So I saw that interview after the game that David Price pitched. He said, "I've been in World Series, I've been in colleges, I've been everywhere. I've never seen excitement like there was in this park today."
The 1-2, and the pitch is low.
Judge, our buddy Jerry Haworth, the voice of the Blue Jays, said it was just like 92 and 93 all over again.
Oh, that's terrific. That is terrific.
Yeah, it is. They're starved for a winter up there.
Well, it's a long time. 93 is a long time.
It is.
Here's the 2-2 to Ellsbury, and it's strike three, call two-way. 6 strikeouts for Wright, who's pitching his best major league game. When Bogarts popped up to short to win the top of the third, that was the 15th out of the game, brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Call Geico at 1-800-947-AUTO or visit them at geico.com. Here's Gardner, who walked his first time. And he takes a pitch high, 1-0.
As we said, no way to prepare for a knuckleball like this.
Now the 1-0 is outside 2-0. There is no way. When the Yankees were facing a knuckleballer years and years and years ago, George Steinbrenner used to import a knuckleball pitcher to pitch batting practice. Mm-hmm. Here is the 2-0. And that's popped up foul on a play. Let's take 10-second station ID on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network. Driven by Jeep.
Top 3 in Miami, the Mets and Marlins no score. Steve Summers follows the Yankees on WFAN and WFAN-FM New York.
Here's the 2-1. Strike is called. John Sterling, Susan Waldman, Yankee Stadium, bottom of the third, 2 outs, no one on. The Red Sox have a 1-0 lead.
And what John was talking about is that when the Yankees faced Tim Wakefield in the playoffs, George would bring in Joe Assanio, who lives upstate. Still.
Here's the 2-2. Pitch high, 3-2.
Just so they'd face a knuckler, but there was really, it's nice, and it was real. George was trying everything, but they're all different. It's really hard to prepare. Everybody throws that knuckler differently.
Now here comes the payoff to Gardner. It's grounded to second. Holt throws to first, and the Yankees are down in the third. 1-2-3. At the end of 3, 1-0 Boston on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network. Driven made a heck of a play in right field to throw him out. And that's where Drew is right now. And Ortiz takes a pitch low in the count, 1-0.
Scoreboard update brought to you by New York Presbyterian, the official hospital of the New York Yankees since 2008. Amazing things are happening here.
Here's the 1-0. And the pitch inside, 2-0.
Is today Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to name this Walk-Off Wednesday in the scoreboard. The White Sox walked off Tampa 6-5, walk-off bases loaded walk by Avisail Garcia.
Now the 2-0. Swung on, there it goes. Deep right, it is high. It is far. It is gone. Now you got a 2-0 fastball and hit the tar out of it. It went over the grandstand and well up into the bleachers. A tremendous home run by David Ortiz. And Boston takes a 2-0 lead.
For David Ortiz, his 21st home run. There was no question about that one. He threw a fastball, and Poppy was waiting for it. Angels scored 3 in the bottom of the 9th. They beat Cleveland 4-3. C.J. Cron 2-run single to tie the game. Taylor Featherston scores the winning run on a wild pitch.
What he did was 2-0. He grew to fastball, and you just can't do that to people like Ortiz. Now here is Hanley Ramirez, and he takes a pitch outside 1-0.
Also in 10, Baltimore beat Oakland 7-3, game-winning grand slam by Chris Davis in the top of the 10th.
Now the 1-0, and Ramirez takes a strike at the knees on the inside.
And a couple of home runs for the Toronto guys. Josh Donaldson, his 29th. He tied his career high in Jose Bautista grand slam, homer number 24. Toronto now leads Minnesota 6-3. They're in the top of the third.
1-1 is foul back, 1-2.
Kansas City leading Detroit no, they're tied with Detroit now, 1 apiece as they go to the bottom of the fourth in Detroit. Houston and Texas at 8 o'clock. Scott Kazmir against Nick Martinez, so they're just getting underway. Mets just scored 3 in the top of the third. They're still up. Leave Miami 3-0. Matt Harvey against David Phelps.
Now the 1-2. Foul down the right field line out of play. So the count holds 1-2 on Ramirez.
Colorado's Michael McHenry, a walk-off 2-run home run in the bottom of the 11th as Colorado beats Seattle 7-5. Washington leads Arizona 2-0, top of the third. Dodgers leading Philly 3-1, bottom of the third in Philadelphia. Yasiel Puig, homer number 8.
And the 1-2. The slider is outside 2-2.
Pittsburgh leading the Cubs now 3-0, top of the fourth. Leadoff homer by Gregory Polanco, his 5th, and Andrew McCutchen had his 16th. San Francisco leading Atlanta 2-0, top of the fourth. St. Louis and Cincinnati scoreless in the third, and San Diego and Milwaukee just underway.
Now the 2-2. Struck him out swinging. A slider down and away. That's the 5th strikeout for Severino. The top of the 4th inning brought to you by Domino's Pizza, the pizza with the best toppings. Domino's, the official pizza of the New York Yankees radio network. Here is Sandoval. Grounded to first his first time. Switch hitter batting left and takes a pitch outside 1-0. Severino made a mistake, and he'll learn from that. If you are 2-0 on a guy like Ortiz, there are a number of them, guys who can hit it out. Here's the 1-0. Pitch fouled away. Sometimes you're in a tough spot with men on base and you have to throw a strike. That wasn't one of them. You've got to try to throw the nastiest pitch you can. If you throw a fastball over the middle, it's going to get hit, and Ortiz hit it. Oh, what a home run. So it'll be a 1-1 to Sandoval. And the pitch high, and the count 2-1. Of course, we tend to analyze and overanalyze. If every pitcher never made a mistake, no one would hit home runs. And a lot of home runs being hit, especially by the Yanks. The 2-1, fouled straight back, and the count 2-2. Now Severino deals. Line down the left field line is a foul ball. That ball was up. Sandoval is very good at putting the bat on the ball. He's a contact hitter. Yeah, he'll hit a home run if he hits it sweet like he did last night. But basically, line drive hit it all fields. Now here is the 2-2. It's low, 3-2. Now here comes the payoff. Swung on, grounded to first. Teixeira will flip to Severino. For the second out, they're 2-away. Severino's at 70 pitches. I mean, this is not an exact science, But if he pitches well, I guess he can give the Yankees 6, which they would appreciate. They're not going to have him throw more than, well, Susan said 100 pitches.
Joe said around 100.
Yeah, around there. See how he's pitching. Well, two-way, here is Napoli, who hit the ground ball to Headley, who threw it away, and that gave eventually Boston a run. And the pitch low outside 1-0.
I do like what what he's trying to do, moving the ball inside. He's missed on more than he should have, but moving it in and out to set up some of the strikeout pitches with pitching inside to move the player off the plate.
1-0, strike at the knees. Yeah, you can see it. He's throwing the ball down at the knees and on both sides of the plate. And if he misses, I guess it gets hit. He's given up 2 hits. You know, let's face it, there's never been a pitcher who hit his spot every time. So here is the 1-1. Napoli grounds one foul off third. No, 1-2 on the right-hand hitter. Now the 1-2 missed with the fastball inside. 2-2.
Just trying to get that right on the corner.
And the 2-2 is a breaking ball high. Not much bite. The count 3-2. See, here's a good example of Napoli, who is hitting terribly this year, but he's got great power. So you've got to make a good pitch on him. If it's where he can get his bat on it, he will hit it out. Now Severino will deal 3-2.
Napoli has always been, no matter what he's hitting, he's a great fastball hitter.
And the payoff. Foul back. That was a fastball. Got a piece to foul it straight back. Now the count holds at 3-2. I actually did not know that Severino threw this hard, because when he needs it, he's throwing 96. That's fast enough. Once again, the payoff. Again, grounded foul off third.
Got a piece of that slider. It was a good one.
And again, the payoff. And again, it's foul back.
Terrific at bat by Napoli, making him work. Goes back to the fastball, 96 miles an hour. He's thrown some changeups in this inning. We had heard about his changeup. It's a work in progress, and he's thrown a couple of good ones.
And once again, it'll be a 3-2. Struck him out swinging. Fastball away. So Severino has 6 strikeouts, 1 run, 1 hit. The massive home run by Big Papi. And at the end of 3.5 innings of play, 2-0 Boston on the WFAN New York Yankees radio. A-Rod to lead it off. And this takes a pitch high. Alex struck out his first time. Wright has struck out 6. He hasn't allowed a hit. He's walked 2. And the 1-0 foul back, 1-1.
Recovery Room Health Update is sponsored by New York Presbyterian, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Amazing things are happening here. If you missed it, Brian McCann's going to miss at least a couple of days. He has inflammation on the inside of his left knee.
1-1 is inside and went off the glove of Swihart. Oh, the count 2-1.
He did it. He said he turned his knee wrong when he's trying to block one of those balls that Dylan Betances was throwing last night that went into the dirt. He said he moved it awkwardly.
And here's the 2-1. Fouled off. The Yankees need him. I mean, there's a left-hand hitting catcher who is murder in the stadium. Bryant's an outstanding catcher anyway, but his numbers are great. I think he has 18 homers, 65 RBIs. Well, it'll be a 2-2 to A-Rod. And the pitch is foul back. I mean, so far, Wright has been terrific. Well, he hasn't given up any hits. And there is the 2-2. Foul back again by Alex. So the count holds 2-2.
And you're talking about changing speeds. He really is just moving the ball all over the place. And 75, 82, 86, 72. He's really mixing it up.
Again, the 2-2 is grounded to third. Sandoval fields and throws one away.
And that was a 69-mile-an-hour knuckleball. So he gets that knuckleball between 80-something and 69. No wonder you can't time it. No wonder you can't time it. You don't know where it's going, and it's at 4 different speeds. He's having a nice night.
And there's Teixeira again batting from the right side. And he swings and lifts a high pop down the right field line. Diaz makes the catch as he crossed the line. So there are 2 away. And he is sailing along. I would say, without knowing this, speaking off the top of my head for a change, this has got to be the best game he's ever pitched. First of all, he's pitching a no-hitter. And the Yankees are as hot as can be, and he is cooling them off. He has walked 2. He has struck out 6 and hasn't allowed a hit. There's Beltran. And he hits a high fly down the right field line. And Holt near the stands makes the catch down the right field line. So the Yankees go quietly.
Swung at the first pitch.
And Stephen Wright is pitching the game of his life. 3 up, 3 down. Now at the end of 4 innings of play, 2-0 Boston. Well, we go to the 5th inning. Here is Diaz to lead off. He takes a pitch low. Diaz doubled to right center to knock in the first Boston run. Headley had thrown a ball away on Napoli. The other run, a long home run by David Ortiz. Being the 5th inning, it's post time, and we bring in Dan Martin from the New York Post. Severino's 1-0. Cut on a missed. The New York Post brings you the best sports in town every day. Well, Dan, I think you probably know the subject of my first question. Give us some thoughts on Severino.
Well, I think he's basically what you would expect him to be in his first start.
There's the 1-1. A half swing. Did he go? Nope. 2-1.
He's shown a lot of the things that have the Yankees excited, but he's also shown some things that you would expect from a guy making his major league debut on a stage like this, where he was unable to pitch around an error and then got victimized by David Ortiz, which is nothing to be ashamed of.
The 2-1 is grounded foul off first.
You know, Headley makes that throwing error. That the inning obviously should have been over. He was probably rattled by that, and it gives up the long double after that. And then he throws a 2-0 fastball to Ortiz, and it goes 800 feet. He's certainly not the first Yankee to have that happen.
Yeah, that was certainly a mistake, throwing it right over the middle. Pitch is popped up to short. Didi on the outfield grass makes the catch, 1 away.
But when you look at it, Dan, and they're starting to move around in the Yankee bullpen. Joe said he was going to go no more than 100 pitches. We're in the 5th inning for Major League debut. You know, you look at it, though, and I know we're criticizing, not criticizing, we're picking at everything and what he's doing right and what he's doing. You look up there, he's given up 1 earned run and 2 hits.
Good point. If the Yankees had a hit, perhaps we'd be more enthusiastic about what Severino has done tonight.
Here is Swihart. He takes a pitch low.
I want to put this in a little perspective here, because I see the same thing you do. Look at the Yankees' rotation. Right now, who's pitching better than this?
That's a good point.
And here's the 1-0. Pitch is grounded foul. Well, we knew that he would get another start or starts after this, but the way he's pitched tonight, there's no question about it. And I would say it's a terrific debut. It doesn't look as great because it's 2-0.
Exactly.
Right,
yeah, if it's 5-2, then we're raving about everything he's done.
The 1-1 caught on him.
But he definitely has. I mean, they talked about the life in the fastball. He keeps hitting 95, 96. He's got, he's got the off-speed stuff. He's got pretty good control. He's shown a lot of reasons to be excited.
It'll be a 1-2. Pitch fouled away.
He just so far has pitched into some bad luck for a team that's been phenomenal offensively lately.
Right.
They just have been completely befuddled by Stephen Wright and his knuckleball tonight.
Keep pitching a no-hitter. Adam Warren's up in the bullpen.
It'll be a 1-2 to Swihart. Pitch is outside. Yeah, I mentioned, Dan, the Yankees keep on averaging 9 runs a game. They're in good shape. But tonight, good pitching stops good hitting.
Yep.
And this is Wright's. This is the game of his life.
The 2-2 is grounded weakly up the first baseline, fielded by Severino, and tags the runner. So there are 2. And
you would say, Dan, that he's in the rotation, and that's it, right?
Certainly, I would say at least for the month. I think Brian Cashman made it pretty clear yesterday when he talked about Severino before Severino arrived that this was not a spot start. This was not an audition.
Number 43, right-hander.
They want to see what he can do. Whether that and even if he pitched poorly tonight, he was going to get at least another start and probably more.
Jackie Bradley Jr. takes a strike. He's a left-hand hitter.
And innings are not a problem. They've been planning for this the entire, not even season. They talked about speeding in the winter about it, spring training.
The pitch, check swing foul.
And like you said, Susan, it's not like he's trying to knock Guidry and Pettit and David Wells out of the rotation here. So there's going to be plenty of opportunity for him to show what he can do and make sure that this is, as we're praising him, we wouldn't be too critical of him if he was struggling. Right. This is a very good first step so far.
And he's ahead of Bradley 0-2. 2 outs, no one on here in the 5th. The pitch is foul back. I gather this is his last batter if he gets him. And if that's the case, 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 earned, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. So, frankly, he looks very, very good. Now here comes the 0-2. Half swing, strike 3 is called. So that's a great way for him to finish. And 5 days from now, he'll be out there. And New York Yankees radio network driven by Jeep.
The Mets, bidding for their 6th straight win, lead the Marlins 4-0 at the end of 4. Steve Summers follows the Yankees on WFAN New York.
John Sterling, Susan Walvin back at Yankee Stadium. Chase Headley leads off the 5th. And swings and misses. He had taken ball 1. The Yankees are being no-hit tonight by Stephen Wright. They do have 2 base runners, both walks. But they are trailing 2-0, and Wright's pitching the game of his life. And Headley, it's a high pop to short. Bogarts on the outfield grass, makes the catch, 1 away.
Fans come on out to the stadium Saturday, August 8th, when the Yanks take on the Blue Jays. First 25,000 guests in attendance receive a Yankees cowboy hat, courtesy of Pepsi. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. And John's right. This is the game of his life. That guy came in with an ERA of 4.5.
Pitch is in on the ground up the middle. There's a base hit for Didi. And that's the Yankees' first base hit tonight. So the no-hitter is broken up. And the Yanks have a base runner with 1 out for Stephen Drew. I gather Severino will not be coming out. So 5 innings, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts, and no walks. Actually, it was a great debut.
Terrific. Adam Warren continues to throw.
Now here's Drew. And there's a strike on the outside corner.
There's a problem with a knuckler when everything is working. It's not like you see him the 3rd time around, oh yeah, I can time this, because every pitch is different in a different place, different speeds.
Now throw to first base. Didi is back. Drew fly to right his first time. He's a left-hand hitter. 1 on, 1 out. And the 0-1 is a strike on the inside corner. And count 0-2.
You know, John, I don't think I told you. Sunday in Chicago, if you missed it, Stephen Drew had 3 hits. He missed having a cycle by hitting a home run. He said afterwards, I really wanted to do that, too. He really wanted to get that home run and hit the cycle.
Blame. Here's the 0-2. The pitch low. Look out, 1-2. I want him, for Drew's sake, to get a hit right here so he can get his average to 200.
Yeah.
You know he wants that.
I'm sure he does, too.
He's starting to hit much, much better. Now here is a 1-2. Didi with the short lead off first. And the pitch foul back. Hempstead Ford is your home for low lease rates and great financing offers on the fantastic new lineup of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. See why they're the total package at your local Ford dealer now or visit tristateford.com. It'll be a 1-2 to Drew. First to throw to first.
In case you missed pregame, Garrett Jones is back with Dustin Ackley going on in the DL with a herniated disc. So
here's the 1-2. Pitch low. Susan and I actually talked about that in the booth. When Ackley went on the DL, we just off the air, could we get Garrett back? Are they allowed to get him back? Everybody likes Garrett Jones. He did a very good job for the Yanks. He got a bum deal, so it's great that he's back. He deserves it. Well, here's the 2-2 to Drew. A high pop in back of second. Holt is out. He's called off. Bradley makes the catch, and they're a 2-away.
And Garrett was telling me, if you missed my pregame, he was talking about he lives in Chicago. He and his wife and little baby, they stayed there, and very upsetting for everybody. He said he thought about it, that maybe it was going to happen, but he stayed home. He watched every inning of every game, and he was rooting for people. He said, I wanted to be in the dugout giving high fives to people. He's very, very, very well liked in there. It was kind of a shock for a lot of those guys in there, but now he's back. And
now here's Murphy, and the pitch outside. And the way it works, that even when Ackley comes back, let's say at the beginning of September, then you can increase the roster if you want to 40. So Garrett Jones is here the rest of the year. It'll be a 1-0 to Murph. Didi off first with 2 men out. Hit hard on the ground. There's a base hit in the left field. Murphy singles in the shortstop hole, and the Yanks have 2 on and 2 out for Ellsbury.
And that's tough to do. He did stay back and then just pulled it. We'll take a look at this again. Stay back, and then get it right, then pull it at the last moment. Went right by Bogarts. You know, it's hard. They say, who was it, John, that used to tell us you go 1, 2, and then hit it, and then swing?
Yeah, I've heard that too. You know, the old wait and be quick thing. But it's you want to wait till it makes its last break. But what you really want is a flat knuckleball that you can really hit. So you know, Wright, I guess, will make a mistake sooner or later. Here's Ellsbury with 2 on and 2 out. Tying runs are on. Ellsbury the go-ahead run, and the pitch caught on and missed. But the Yankees are not having a lot of really good swings. The singles were clean. A ground ball single by Didi up the middle, and then that hot shot in the shortstop hole.
Boy, Toronto's at it again. They now lead 9-3 in the 4th inning.
The 0-1 cut on, missed 0-2. Ellsbury has struck out twice, and he is not having good cuts on right. 2 on, 2 out, the 0-2. Outside 1 and 2. Wright has now thrown 80 pitches. Adam Warren will be coming on for the Yanks in the 6th. That'll be a 1-2 to Ellsbury. And he swings and misses, strike 3. Well, he struck out 3 times in a row. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. And now at the end of 5 innings of play. And Red Sox batters fouled off 20 pitches.
Whoa.
Well, here is Brock Holt. Only Marty Aronoff would know that, by the way.
And now everybody knows that.
So Holt takes a strike. Adam Warren is on. The Yankees trail 2-0. And the pitch is popped up to left center. On the run is Ellsbury and Gardner. It's Gardner for the catch. 1 away. But Susan, let's examine this since we analyze everything in New York on every team. 7 strikeouts, no walks.
Right.
2 runs and 2 hits. I mean,
1 earned run.
Yeah, I mean, he pitched great. I mean, now, did he make a mistake with Ortiz? Yeah, you can't throw it down Broadway when you're 2-0, but everybody makes mistakes. Well, 1 away on the fly ball by Holt to Gardner, and that brings up Xander Bogaerts.
94 pitches.
And there is a strike. So, let's see. Today is Wednesday, right? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He probably starts Tuesday in Cleveland.
Okay.
I mean, it shouldn't come from me. It should come from Girardi. The pitch is lofted to right field. On the run is Beltran to make the catch. And there are 2 away.
Scoreboard update brought to you by Bigelow Family Tea Blender since 1945. I'll give you the finals here. Chicago beat Tampa Bay 6-5 in 10. Angels beat Cleveland 4-3 with 3 in the bottom of the 9th. Baltimore defeated Oakland in 10, 7-3. And I'll give you one more score. Toronto is at it again. Josh Donaldson, Jose Bautista, and Edwin Encarnacion have all homered. They're still up in the 4th inning. They are leading Minnesota 9-3.
David Ortiz takes a pitch outside, 1-0.
Texas put up a 3 spot in the bottom of the 1st. They lead Houston 3-0 as they go to the 2nd.
It'll be a 1-0 to Big Papi. And the pitch is grounded to Teixeira. He'll flip easily to Warren. And a 1-2-3. Susan will give you more scores in the bottom half of the inning. A very quick 1-2-3.
Miami 7-0. Juan Uribe with his 10th homer of the season.
Brett Gardner leads off and takes a strike. You know, you got to hand it to him. Stephen Wright has been fabulous. He has given up no runs and 2 hits. Both ground ball singles last inning. Here is the 0-1. A high fly to left. Ramirez moves toward the line to make the catch. And there's 1 away. If I didn't give you Severino's line, 5 innings, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts, and no walks. Now, he was absolutely great in his debut. He just picked the wrong night to pitch. Painting the Corner brought to you by Certa Pro Painters, because painting is personal.
Nobody getting the fat part of the bat on any of his pitches. They are really fooling him off the end of the bat, off the handle, underneath.
Here's A-Rod, and he hits a weak ground ball to third. Sandoval fields and throws in time 2.
And you know what else, John? They're swinging. They're making out so easily. First pitch, second pitch. And that's been the approach. I know it's tough to work the count on a knuckleballer, but they're swinging first and second pitch every time.
Well, 2 away. Here is Teixeira. Again, for the 3rd time that he's been up. Teixeira batting right-handed against the knuckler. And there is a strike.
Your local Tri-State Audi dealers invite you to experience the uncompromised performance of the Audi A3 today, or visit anytime at tristateaudidealers.com.
Here's the 0-1. Pitch cut on a miss. 0-2. You know, one thing, it's 0-2 with 2 outs. I better get this in. You know, they hear all this about the wild card, and there are so many teams. The 0-2 foul back. Think how terrible the wild card game is. I mean, it's better to be in it than not be in it. But you play one game. Well, suppose you face someone like Stephen Wright, and he has a night like this. Sayonara. You're on your way home. Quick. I mean, he's been unhittable tonight. And here is the 0-2.
Wow.
He struck him out swinging. So that is the 8th strikeout. 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 2 hits. Insistent has a 2-0 lead. Hanley Ramirez leads off against reliever Adam Warren. Ramirez is 0 for 2. He's popped up and struck out, and he takes a strike.
Come on out to the stadium Friday, August 7th, when the Yankees take on the Blue Jays. First 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees beach tote, courtesy of Moon Palace Jamaica Grand Resort and the Jamaica Tourist Board. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com.
Here is the 0-1, fouled straight back. Boston scored their runs for a late tuners in. In the second inning, 2 outs, no one on, a ground ball to third, and Headley threw it away. It would have been the third out of the inning, and so Napoli on the ground ball overthrown at first took second, and then Diazza doubled him in, and then in the fourth inning, Big Papi led off, and here is the 0-2 to Ramirez. It's inside 1-2, and Severino fell behind 2-0 and threw a fastball down Broadway, and Ortiz hit it, as Dan Martin said, about 800 feet. And that's it. Other than that, Severino was fabulous. Those are the only 2 hits, and he struck out 7 and walked no one. The 1-2 is fouled away. Just picked the wrong night to pitch. The Yankees have been stymied by the knuckleball of Stephen Wright. 6 innings, no runs, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Ramirez, Sandoval, and Napoli here in the Boston 7th. Now the 1-2 struck him out swinging.
95-mile-an-hour fastball. Second time he was struck out tonight.
Now, one away, here is Pablo Sandoval, who has grounded to first twice. The pitch low. Sandoval batting left-handed, I think, exclusively these days. The pitch is low. He's a switch hitter, but he hit so poorly right-handed, I think he gave it up. Sandoval has a right-hand hitter 2 for 41. I think he's given it up. I think he's just batting lefty.
No, he only hits lefty now.
The 2-0, a breaking ball strike. Well, we'll find out tomorrow when CC pitches.
Well, that would be something. They signed a switch hitter who's supposed to hit home runs for 5 years, $95 million, and now he doesn't switch hit anymore, just hits lefty.
2-1. Caught on him. Well, we'll find out. I think Warren is so much better out of the bullpen. He is nasty out of the bullpen. Here is the 2-2. Line to right field as a base hit. And that line drive is going to bounce all the way to the wall. So Sandoval reaches second easily. And there's a 1-out double.
Well, and that ball actually got stuck on the bottom. It went to the wall and stopped. Carlos Beltran was waiting for it to come back to him and didn't. That ball was off the plate. That was way inside, and Sandoval actually pulled that. I don't even know how he got around on that.
You know, I saw that too. He was able to move his body to get his arms free, as they say, to stay inside the ball, so it stayed on the field. It was a heck of a swing by Sandoval. That wasn't a bad pitch at all. Napoli grounds one foul outside of third, but he made an adjustment as the ball was heading toward home plate. He was able to free his arms, and bang, he lined a double.
Opened up. Usually that ties up a hitter.
It'll be an 0-1. And the fastball's inside. 1-1. Minnesota's come back in that game against Toronto. They now trail 9-7. That's another reason why Rogers Center is rocking. Here is the 1-1. Half swing. Did he go? Yes, he foul tipped anyway into Murphy's glove. Because their team is winning, they're fighting for the playoffs, and boy, do they hit. And that is a great hitter's ballpark.
Sure is.
Napoli reached on that error and struck out. Now here is the 1-2. And it hit him. So Napoli trots to first base.
You know, for years the conversation has been, do balls fly harder, faster, deeper, whatever, when the roof is open or closed at Rogers Center, and it used to be Sky Dome. I once asked Jose Canseco about that, and he said, which way do you want me to answer? Because I can give you reasons for either one. So I said, so I should just think that it's both? He said, yeah. He could argue either one. If you wanted to tell me why it's great with the roof closed, he would go on. And if you wanted to know why it was great with the roof open, he'd give you the other side of it.
Now here is Diazza with 2 on and 1 out. Pitch a strike. I did ask. I've stopped asking. Don't forget that place has been open since I started with the Yanks in '89. I asked a lot of people for years, and some people said, well, when it's closed, when it's open. So I figured the ball carries regardless. Diazza, a lefty hitter. He has 2 on and 1 out. This is a big part of the game. Pitch. And it's inside because the Yankees are doing nothing with Wright. And you figure Wright will pitch the 7th inning. And then you would have Tazawa and Uehara, their 8th and 9th inning guys. So the Yankees, they trail by any more than 2, are going to have an even tougher job. 2 is enough. Diaz at 1 for 2 had a ribby double.
John Ryan Murphy going out to talk to Warren.
Diazza is a pretty tough hitter. I would say he is, quote unquote, a professional hitter. With Baltimore and Boston, he came in hitting .266. Just with Boston, pitch is a strike at the knees. Just with Boston, he's hitting around 300. Who would ever think they would need Alejandro Diazza? In training camp, they had so many outfielders, they didn't know how they're going to cut them all. They must have had 7 outfielders, and yet they had to go pick up a left-hand hitter. It'll be by the way, somebody picked up Nava. I think Tampa.
Yes, Tampa did pick him up.
Here's the 1-2, and it is foul, tipped at home plate.
See, that's a Tampa player. He can play everywhere. He can hit. He can run. He can hit a little. Do a lot of things. Off where is Danny Valencia? Isn't Oakland the worst team in the league? So he didn't even make it past Oakland. So that was the.
Boston has the worst record in the league.
Oh.
We'll have to look it up now because Oakland lost today. And here is the 1-2. He struck him out swinging. A 95-mile-an-hour heater up.
They both lost the same amount of games, 60. They both lost 60 games.
48. Oakland's 48 and 61, and Boston is 47 and 60. Yeah, they have the same
Oakland
record.
won today, right? No, Oakland.
No, Oakland lost.
Oakland lost.
Baltimore.
No, I have 60.
Yeah, 60 on your stat pack, but that doesn't include today. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
They're both right there. Now two away, and here is Swihart. And the breaking ball is low, 1-0.
My point being, Danny Valencia, he was waived. And when it goes through the American League first, someone can claim him, and it starts with the worst record and goes up.
Yeah,
So,
you draft inverse. And Valencia, it is amazing how many teams he has been with in a very short career. The 1-0 is grounded foul outside of first. I can name Minnesota, Baltimore, Toronto, and Oakland, and I bet there's been more. There's 4 anyway.
probably. He wears out his welcome very quickly.
Swihart, the switch-hitting catcher, batting lefty against Warren, is 0 for 2. 2 on, 2 out, top of the 7th, 2-0 Boston. And the pitch low, 2-1. The 7th inning, sponsored by Tri-State Ford. Ford vehicles have it all. Great design, intelligent features, all at a price that won't break the bank. See why they're the total package at your local Ford dealer now, or visit us at tristateford.com. Swihart fouls at third base side out of play. 10-second station ID on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
The Mets, looking for a sweep in Miami, lead the Marlins 7-0. Bottom of the 6th. Steve Summers follows the Yankees on WFAN and WFAN-FM New York.
John Sterling Susan involvement at Yankee Stadium, top of the 7th. 2 on and 2 out. And a 2-2 pitch coming to Blake Swihart. Pitch was fouled third base out of play.
We forgot a team with Danny Valencia. He was also with Kansas City. So Minnesota, Boston, Baltimore, Kansas City, and Toronto.
I forgot Boston, too. So this would be a 6th American League team.
Yeah, since 2010. Yep.
Runners lead, first and second, 2 out. And the pitch low on the count, 3-2.
Just as I gave you that stat in Boston, Mike Shalin, who is the official scorer up in Boston, just texted me and said you forgot Boston, Valencia. He's in Boston, listening to us.
You know, I guess, you know, he hasn't been good enough to stick with any team, but he's good enough that everyone wants him, an extra player. So I guess that's a good thing for Valencia. Here comes a 3-2 with 2 out. Runners will be going from first and second pitch. Fly ball to right. There is Beltran in his tracks to make the catch and end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. And now at the end of 6.5 innings of play, 2-0 Boston. Has been brilliant, and he has a 2-0 lead. We hit the bottom of the 7th, and Carlos Beltran check swings a foul. Wright has walked 2 and struck out 8. And as I say, he gave up the singles. 1 to Didi and 1 to Murph in the 5th inning. The 0-1 is low. And the count 1-1.
Speed Report is brought to you by Old Dominion Household Services, self-moving services that deliver. Get a quote at odmove.com for your next move. There have been no stolen bases tonight.
1-1. Hit in the air to right. Hit is high. Hit is far. It is gone. Carlos Beltran belted one into the lower seats in right. And the Yankees are on the board. It's a belt by Beltran. And the Yankees trail 2-1. So that gets the sellout crowd on their feet. Beltran's 9th homer, his 35th RBI, and I've made this point on the road trip. Here is Headley. Headley and Beltran now each have 9 homers. When they hit their 10th, the Yankees will have 8 players in double figures. That's pretty good.
All right, that was a high knuckleball, and it just sort of, excuse me, stayed there. And if you can see the spin, the rotation on the knuckleball, that means it's...
There's a ground ball to second. Holt in right field throws out Headley on one pitch. 1 away.
Tim Wakefield used to say, if you can see the spin on the knuckleball, that means it's straightening out. If you see the seams coming straight at you, it means it's going to move, and it doesn't know where. It's when it spins, it's easy to hit.
And that, of course, was the Ballantine Blast of the game, brought to you by Ballantine IPA, America's original IPA. Taste a piece of craft beer history. Didi fouls a pitch off, and the 0-1 is high in the count. 1-1. Boston has begun their bullpen. Actually, they have a lefty up. So they're waiting for the 8th for Tazawa. Pitch swung on, hit in the air to right center. On the run is Bradley. He makes the catch, and there are 2 away.
Well, it's got to be Robbie Ross Jr. because it's not Breslow. There's only 2 lefties in there now, so Robbie Ross, whom the Yankees saw, is up.
Now 2-8. Here's Stephen Drew. He is 0-for-2. And there is a strike. I don't think it matters, but Wright's at 95 pitches. He's had really a very easy game. Drew takes inside, and the count 1-1. 2 outs, no one on. The home run by Beltran gets the Yankees a little closer. Well, they trail 2-1. In the bottom of the 7th, and the 1-1 was cut on. It missed 1 and 2. You know, Boston keeps on putting on the shift. You know, I know that's what they're supposed to do. But actually, the Yankees aren't hitting the ball that hard. And there is the 1-2. He struck him out swinging to end the inning. 1 run, 1 hit, and no one left. That's the 9th strikeout by Wright, who really has pitched a fabulous game. 1 run, 1 hit, no one left at the end. The Yankee pitching, Severino and Warren, they haven't been so bad either. They have given up 3 hits. So it's one of those games. 2-1 Boston in the 8th. And Bradley takes low.
8th inning is brought to you by Kubota Tractors. You can find them at Ace Outdoor Power in New Jersey. Not a lot of Boston Yankee games have been 2-1.
No. Bradley's been up twice. He has struck out twice.
Jason Shreve now up in the Yankee pen.
And the pitch is inside.
I'll give you a couple of scores here. White Sox beat Tampa Bay 6-5. Baltimore over Oakland 7-3. Toronto is now leading Minnesota only 9-7.
A fly ball to center field on the 2-0. Ellsbury makes the catch, and there is 1 away.
And they were in the top of the 6th inning as Minnesota put up a 4th spot in the 5th. Miguel Sano, his 5th homer of the year. Mets shutting out Miami 7-0 as they are in the bottom of the 7th.
Now 1 away. Top of the order here is Brock Holt. He's a left-hand hitter. And Warren deals a high pop. In the middle of the diamond, Didi on the outfield grass behind second makes the catch. And there's 2 away. Well, let me give you quickly the power report. I mean, the guys make out on every pitch. There's not a lot of room. Power report brought to you by Indian Point Energy Center, the region's most reliable source of electric power. All the runs on extra base hits. A ribby double by Diazza. a home run by Big Papi, and a home run by Carlos Beltran. Boston has a 2-1 lead here in the top of the 8th with 2 outs, no one on. And here is Xander Bogaerts. He takes low. And the Power Report brought to you by Indian Point Energy Center. Now Warren will deal 1-0. There's a strike in the count 1-1. I wonder what the Yankees would prefer. I wonder if they would prefer Wright to be taken out of the game and face the big 8th and 9th inning guys, Tazawa and Uehara, or to keep Wright in the game. I would say probably they'd like Wright out of the game because they haven't hit him.
Tazawa is warming up.
Now here's the 1-1. And the fastball is inside 2-1. Tazawa throws hard. Uehara does not, but he throws a nasty splitter.
Well, do you think Tazawa would be warming up if he wasn't coming in the game?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Follow Boston that close to 2-1. Pop up on a bunt behind the plate. Murphy back, and he made the catch. Beautiful running catch as he hit the screen. Nice play by John Ryan Murphy. I don't know about one thing, Susan. I did see a shot of Wright on the bench. So he didn't have a jacket on or anything. Well, 1, 2, 3. Go the Red Sox. End of 7.5. It's 2-1 Boston on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Matt posted,
"Loved my new car until I was upside down on my payment."
And back of him, John Ryan Murphy is the hitter, and the pitch is high. Murphy has 1 of the 3 hits off Wright. He hit a ground ball in the shortstop hole for a hit. Oh, Murph, and then the top of the order. Here is the 1-0. Swung on, little fly ball to left field, and it's going to drop. How do you like that? Probably off the end of the bat. Ramirez couldn't get there. Ramirez not a great outfield. He didn't approach it very well. But anyway, it's a leadoff single. There's the tying run. And here is Ellsbury.
Your local Tri-State Audi dealers invite you to experience the uncompromised performance of the Audi A3 today, or visit anytime at tristateaudidealers.com.
So here's Ellsbury. As you know, the Yankees don't bunt. Here is Sandoval, who's moving in. He's way in on the infield grass looking for the bunt. And the pitch to Ellsbury is high, 1-0. Of course, with Sandoval in that close, that opens up the shortstop hole for Ellsbury. You never know which way the knuckleball is going to break. So if it breaks away, he can go there and maybe get a base hit. That'll be a 1-0 to Jake. Fouled away. And for Murphy, who we told you, he always looks like a good hitter. And he has 2 hits tonight. Murphy is 2 for 3, and he now has 101 at-bats. And is hitting probably over 290. He's done a really good job. That'll be a 1. Ellsbury has not. He has struck out 3 times against Wright. So it'll be a 1-1. Hit on the ground off Wright to short. Step on second, throw to first, double play. Luck, just luck. Ellsbury hit it hard up the middle. It glanced off Wright, went right to Bogart, stepped on second, through to first. Easy double play. It's just luck. If the ball goes through, it's probably first and third, no one out. No 2-8. Here is Gardner. We are coming to you live from the Sunoco broadcast booth. The Sunoco Free Fuel 5000. Get the decal. Get spotted and win. Now, Ellsbury hit that ball hard. Just didn't have the luck with him, that's all. Here is Gardner with 2 outs. And he takes a strike.
Joining Schreier in the Yankees bullpen. Number 48, left-hander Andrew Hill.
Here is the 0-1. Grounded foul, 0-2. Now the 0-2 is foul back.
Andrew Miller's joined Jason Shreve in the Yankee pen.
Well, I think Ortiz is the first bat at you in the ninth, so they'll have a left-hander pitch to Ortiz. Boston with a 2-1 lead, bottom of the eighth, 2 outs, no one on. And the 0-2, a high pop to shallow left. Ramirez coming toward the line. Out goes Bogarts. He makes the catch near the line. The shortstop. And that'll do it. No runs, 1 hit, and no one left. Now, at the end of 8 innings of play, 2-1 Boston on the WFAN. New York has 3 hits. I'll give you Warren's line. Terrific. Lefty to lefty. Shreve deals. Strike. Warren went 3 innings, no runs, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, no walks, 1 hit batsman. Severino had gone 5, 2 runs, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts and no walks. And the 0-1 is low, 1-1. It's Shreve's job to hold the fort, to keep Boston at 2. The Yankees undoubtedly will see Uehara, the closer, and will have their big hitters up. It'd be a 1-1 to Ortiz. Now pitch low. The Yankees will send up A-Rod, Teixeira, and Beltran. Beltran a home run for the Yankee run. So a 2-1 Boston lead here in the ninth, and the pitch is hit in the air to left center and deep. Gardner going back, makes the catch just before he hit the track, and there's one away.
Tonight's game attendance is 47,489. Game attendance brought to you by New York Community Bank and the NYCB family of banks.
1 hit, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter.
Now 1 away, and here is Hanley Ramirez. And the left-hander deals. Fouled off to our right. And the count 0-1.
And the closer, Koji Uehara, is warming up in the Red Sox pen.
Now here's the 0-1. And the pitch low. 10-second station ID now on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
The Mets are bidding for their 6th win in a row, and they lead the Marlins 7-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Steve Summers follows the Yankees on WFAN New York.
Here is Shreve's 1-1. Fouled on the ground behind home plate. John Sterling, Susan Waldman, Yankee Stadium, top of the 9th. And for the Yankees and Red Sox, really a very unusual game. They normally, put up a lot of runs. It's 2-1 Boston. Boston has 3 hits, and the Yankees have 4 hits. That'll be a 1-2 to Ramirez. On a pitch inside, 2-2. Now the lefty is set to go. It'll be a 2-2. Ramirez swings it to grounder right back to Shreve, who will flip to first for the second out. Now Chue, and that will bring up Pablo Sandoval. He has doubled in 3 trips. 2 outs, no one on, top of the ninth, 2-1 Red Sox. And the lefty Shreve. And by the way, Sandoval is batting left-handed, so he really has given up switch hitting.
That is kind of amazing. You sign one
wait
guy.
For CeCe.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-0. Swung on and lined deep down the right field line. It is a one-hopper into the seats. Cohen's a grounds rule double. Sandoval's second double. And he is at second. That's a big run. Imagine if you're the Yankees, you get someone on and somehow if you get a base hit, you have a chance to score him. Here, 3-1, then you need the bloop and the blast. So here's Napoli with 2 outs.
And with Napoli, if you're Shreve, you just be careful with that. Obviously, with that fastball, he has a tendency to be closer to the middle than he would like. When he gets hit, it's because that fastball is too close to the middle of the plate. I know he throws very hard.
And deals in the pitch low. You could walk Napoli, which would make sense as a lefty hit at you. But then you wouldn't see Diaz. You'd see the right hand hitting Rusney Castillo, I'm sure. So it's a 1-0 to Napoli. Yeah, a big run at second base with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Napoli 0 for 2, been hit by a pitch. And takes outside. And the count 2-0.
93-mile-an-hour fastball outside.
And they're going to walk him. So they'll make Boston make the move. So this is an intentional walk. And by the way, do you know this? That is the only Yankee walk of the night. Severino didn't walk anyone. Warren didn't walk anyone. Warren hit about it. So there's the completion of the intentional walk. Now let's see what Boston does. And they are calling Diaz back. He's going down the steps. So you'll see Castillo, a right-hand hitter, hit for Diaz.
38, Castillo, pinch hitting.
Castillo, they signed him 28 years old from Cuba, Cuban defector, and they signed him to a big-time contract. And he spent most of the year in Pawtucket. Here comes Larry Rothschild is running to the mound. I would imagine Shreve has never seen Castillo.
Well, Larry is going through whatever their scouting report says on Castillo. This is a big batter. The Yankees are down 2-1 in the 9th. And Boston has runners at first and second with 2 men out. And here is Castillo.
Castillo is a swing and miss guy. He didn't really pitch to, but he's got some power.
Now the lefty deals and the pitch low. Castillo doesn't have a bad batting average, hitting at .270, 2 homers and 10 RBIs. Castillo has had exactly 100 at-bats. Well, be a 1-0. Cut on and missed. A sinker by Shreve down and away. It would have been ball 2. Anyway, the count 1-1. As I mentioned, Yankees have their big hitters coming up, so we'll see if Shreve can hold the game at 2-1. Sandoval off second, Napoli off first, and the pitch is foul back in the count 1-2.
Well, he's staying on the outside part of the plate, and he's just swinging wildly at it. And not very disciplined. Does have really good power. Only 2 home runs, however, but they signed him for a lot of money for him. $70-odd million. 28 years old.
And the pitch low. And the count 2-2 is a breaking ball. Run is at first and second, 2 men out, top of the ninth. Boston with the 2-1 lead. And trying to increase it.
John Ryan Murphy going out to talk to Shreve, what he wants to do.
Here's the 2-2. It's low in the count 3-2. A switch hitter is on deck. That's the catcher, Blake Swihart. Well, the runners will be going 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So you know that a base hit will score a run. Sandoval will run from second. Napoli will run from first. And Shreve ready to deal 3-2. And the pitch is swung on and fouled down the right field line out of play. So the count holds at 3-2.
Late on that off the end of the bat.
Once again, it'll be a 3-2 from Shreve. And the pitch low, ball 4. They're loaded up. A 2-out double by Sandoval. An intentional walk to Napoli. And now an unintentional walk to Castillo. And the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Blake Swihart. Now, Swihart is a switch hitter. I've mentioned the past couple of nights he's hit much better from the left side. And I will give you the numbers. Swihart as a left-hand hitter at 259, as a right-hand hitter at just 208. You got the bases loaded. A base hit means 2. Pitch is low, 1-0.
Well, and no, there is nobody warming in the Yankee pen.
Tonight, Swihart is 0 for 3. Of course, most people are 0 for something. Both teams only have 4 hits. Now here is the 1-0 to the Boston catcher. And he takes high 2-0.
Held up his swing just in time.
Well, it'll be a 2-0. Didi came to the mound for a moment. And he leaves. Shreve has to throw a strike here. And we'll see how good the strike is. Because if you're a Swihart, you got to be ready to swing. Bases loaded, 2 out in the ninth. It'll be a 2-0 pitch. He can't afford to go to 3-0. So you got to throw a strike. And the 2-0. And there's the strike.
He's taking all the way.
Swihart was taking all the way. It was a pitch away. And it just about hit the outside corner.
It's living dangerously, sure.
It'll be a 2-1. Bases loaded, 2 out. And the pitch swung on and popped foul, first base out of play. Now the left-hander set to go. And the 2-2 is low, 3-2.
Swihart actually made his major league debut against the Yankees. He was 1 for 3 and a run scored and a walk. Got his first hit at the major leagues off of Nathan Eovaldi.
Now here is a tough pitch for Shreve. He's got to throw a strike. He got the bases loaded, 2 out in the 2-1 game in the ninth. The runners will run, and the payoff is swung on and fouled. First base side out of play.
Yeah, protected the plate. Just wasn't sure where that was. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. You can see the fastball was up. Swihart just wasn't sure whether it was a strike, so he reached over the plate and just fouled it back.
Once again, it'll be a 3-2. And the pitch is swung on and foul back.
Fouling pitches back on Severino. Fouling pitches back on Shreve. Larry now on the phone to the bullpen. Rostrov.
Again, it'll be a 3-2. The bases loaded, 2 out, top of the ninth. And the Red Sox have a 2-1 lead. Shreve will deal 3-2 to Swihart. And the pitch, strike 3 called. Swihart trying to buy a walk and a run. So Shreve wriggles out of a big jam, and the Yankees down by 1. He can win, he can't lose. And the Yankees down 2-1 will face the Boston closer, Koji Uehara. Fastball splitter. Great splitter. Average fastball. And here's A-Rod. Alex is lifetime 3 for 6 with a home run off Uehara, who Boston has placed 3 infielders on the left side. And Uehara deals, and there's a strike. Yankees down by 1, trying to find a way to at least tie this thing up. There's the 0-1. Fastball's inside. Now fastball 88. That's about as hard as Uehara throws. But he gets ahead and then finishes the off with a splitter. Uehara 2-4, an ERA of 2.33. The 1-1. Swung on a high pop behind the plate. Swihart back and makes the catch, 1 away. Uehara has been in 41 games, 39 innings, so 1 inning at a time, 27 hits. Very good. He has 8 walks and 46 strikeouts. And here is Teixeira. He takes a pitch outside. So a 6-to-1 ratio in strikeout to walks. And if you're wondering, Uehara has given up 3 home runs. Pitch is hit in the air down the right field line. A diving try by Castillo. I thought he trapped it. The first base umpire, Rob Drake, says he caught it, but Teixeira's not leaving first base. Joe Girardi comes out, and he trapped it. You know, with my eyes up here out in right field, I saw that. The ball bounced and went into his glove. They are going to have a review, but I wouldn't worry about the review. Because that ball clearly bounced. I saw that with a naked eye. I don't know what Rob Drake was looking at. This instant replay review is sponsored by Sands Bethlehem. There's only one place where you can play your way. It's closer than you think in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. Only a 90-minute drive from New York City. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Well, this is one review that didn't need a review. So Teixeira singles to right. A little fly ball single that Castillo trapped. He made a great try, but he trapped it. Now Chris Young is going to run for Teixeira. Here's Beltran. Lifetime Beltran 1 for 4 off Uehara. And the pitch cut on a miss. Beltran homered for the Yankee run. Now Chris Young at first running for Teixeira. He's the tying run. And the pitch grounded foul by Beltran, 0-2. Beltran, of course, would be the winning run. Stay tuned following the game for the Agera Energy Yankees postgame show. Agera Energy, New York's choice for retail energy supply. Visit AgeraEnergy.com for a hassle-free quote. 2-1 Boston, bottom of the ninth. 1 on, 1 out. And Beltran behind 0-2. There's a splitter. Goes back to the screen. That's the thing with the splitter. He bounced it. It went off Swihart. It's a wild pitch. And the Yankees now have the tying run at second. Well, they got 2 cracks at it with Beltran and Headley. So a bounced splitter puts the tying run at second. And now Boston puts 3 infielders on the right side. Sandoval plays wide at third, or else Young would steal third. So Beltran has the open left side. It'll be a 1-2 from Uehara. And the pitch is outside 2-2. Beltran tonight walked, popped up, and homered for the Yankee run. 2-1 Boston, bottom of the ninth. Young the tying run leading off second. The 2-2 is outside a fastball, 3-2. So 3-2 now on Beltran with Headley on deck. And the right-hander Uehara is now set, and the pitch is swung on, hit in the air to center field. Bradley goes back to make the catch. He does. Young stays right where he is on a good throw by Bradley, 2-away. Chase Headley is 0 for 3. And Lifetime against Uehara is 2 for 4 with a home run. Now Carl Willis, the Boston pitching coach, goes out to talk over it. Now they want to pitch to Headley. The whole infield gathers, and the catcher at the mound as Carl Willis is going over, how they want to pitch Headley. No, it's come down to Headley against Uehara with the tying run Young in second. Headley, of course, is the winning run. Boston with a 2-1 lead, bottom of the ninth, and one heck of a game. Now the right-hander is set. And the pitch, strike, fastball, 0-1. Three infielders on the right side for Headley. That'll be an 0-1. In the pitch outside, 1-1. Didi Gregorius is on deck. The shortstop Bogarts plays a little wide of second. So a ground ball from where Sandoval is standing to the other side of second base is wide open. Here's the 1-1. And it's low outside, 2-1. Red Sox with a 2-1 lead, bottom of the ninth. Chris Young running for Teixeira, leads off second with 2 out. It'll be a 2-1. High, 3-1. Now, Uehara does not have to throw the ball down Broadway because first base is wide open. Yeah, you do put the winning run on, but it's better than throwing something that can be hit. Here's the 3-1. A throw to second. Goes away and picked up. Oh, boy, Boston get lucky again. My goodness. The throw went to Bogarts. It glanced off either Bogarts or the bag. And instead of going to right center, so Young could go to third, the ball kicked right to Holt. I mean, you can't make this up. The ball carried right to Holt, who was on an angle way away from Bogarts. Went right to him, so Young had to stop running. It would have been a dead duck. It'd be a 3-1 to Headley. And the pitch low. So Headley walks. And that will bring up Didi. Who has never faced Uehara. Tying run at second, winning run at first, and the Yankees are going to bring up Brian McCann to hit for Didi. McCann is 1 for 4 with a home run off Uehara. One thing I will say about McCann, not only can he hit the ball out, he's a .255, 18 homers, 65 RBIs, but McCann handles the bat. He hits line drives to left for hits, and he has an open left side. Young off second, the tying run. Headley off first, the winning run. But there are 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, and here is McCann, the lefty hitter with power, 3 infielders on the right side. Sandoval is wide of third. He can't go very far wide, or yes, Young will steal third, where he could score on a wild pitch. The pitch, McCann takes a strike at the knees, 0-1. You know, and that's part of the game. When you have a guy with a nasty splitter like Uehara, you get a guy to third, he might bounce him. He's already done it once. It'll be an 0-1 to McCann. Cut on him, missed 0-2. So McCann down to 1 strike, as are the Yanks. 2-1 Red Sox, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. The Yankees have Young at second, Headley at first. It'll be an 0-2 to McCann. Foul back. Of all the Yankee power hitters, McCann is the one hitter, left-hand power hitters, who goes to left field every now and then. No runners lead, and Uehara deals, and it's grounded foul at home plate. You heard the fans start to groan. You couldn't see the ball for a moment. It was fouled right at home plate. So, 1-2. Now the 0-2 to Bryan. Swung on, hit in the air to center field. Bradley is there. He makes the catch. Ball game over. Boston wins. So the Red Sox even the series at a game apiece. They defeat the Yankees by the score of 2-1 in a heck of a game. And I guess when all things are said and done, it was a great debut for Severino. He gave up 2 hits. He pitched a tremendous game. He loses on an unearned run. Now Boston wins it by the score 2-1. In the 9th inning, no runs, 1 hit, and 2 left. The final, Boston 2, Yankees 1. And we're back in just a moment with the totals here on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Right now, qualified Wells Fargo customers can get even lower rates with special interest rate discounts on new personal loans with the Great Rate event.
My great event is managing my debt.
A fresh start.
Lower payments so we can save even more.
Hurry in.